What's going on, guys, and welcome to Total Swans TV. This is your match review of the Swansea City versus Brentford playoff semi-final first leg game, which has just ended. Swansea coming away 1-0 victors from the Liberty Stadium. Very, very pleased. A fantastic result going to Griffin Park now on Wednesday night. 1-0, an awful lot to talk about in this one. So let's just get straight into it. From the off, the Swans had a very good start into the first half. Ryan Brewster and Conor Gallagher linking up very well. Brewster getting his shot off. And to be fair, it was straight at the goalkeeper. But he did make, David Raya did make a very good save. It was a very powerful shot, well-driven shot by Brewster. So from the off, Swans looked like they were attacking this game and not sitting back waiting for Brentford to do something, which was very, very promising to see and exciting going forward in the game. So a very positive start from the Swans. The game sort of evened itself out as it went on through the first half. There was a couple of chances from Ollie Watkins. Said Benrahma had a fantastic opportunity after skipping past a couple of our players, getting past Van der Horn and then just getting his shot off. Thankfully, it skyrocketed straight over Mulder's crossbar and into the stands. It was a goal kick. Fantastic. Very, very unlucky. He certainly should have done an awful lot better given his ability in front of goal, whether he'd squared it to set somebody up or, got the goal himself. Certainly should have done better. And I certainly thought that he was definitely going to hit the target at least. So thankfully he didn't. As I say, the first half, in my opinion, pretty much an even game. I'm not sure the exact stats. I should have taken a screenshot of it at halftime, but it was pretty even. A couple of chances for each team. There's a couple of fouls going on as well. An awful lot of bookings early on from the ref. The water breaks. Thomas Frank is making the most of them with his little tactics boards that he's bringing out. And to be fair, after the water break in the first half at the 21st, 22nd minute, Brentford definitely turned into the more attacking and more sort of dominant team the second part of that first half. So going in 0-0 half time, it was certainly an even undeserved result going in at half time. Second half, as I say, the Swans took their time to get into the game. From some nice build-up play and some intricate passing, Ryan Brewster made his way into the box in the 63rd minute. Pretty much two fouls. He kept himself on his feet from the first tackle, and then Pontus Jansson come in and just wiped him out, took his trailing leg, and it was a penalty. Up stepped Mr. Confident Andre Ayew. Apparently, he's been told that he is not to pause in his run-up because that would then deem it to be a foul. You're not supposed to run up and pause your run during a penalty. It then should have been a free kick to the goalkeeper. I'm referring to the one against Nottingham Forest, where, to be fair to the Forest players, they knew straight away what happened. But the referees and the officials just did not get that one at all. So he's had to change his approach to penalties. He's not allowed to pause in his run. So the keeper made a very good save on that penalty. It's very disappointing. A few people online saying that Brewster probably should have taken it. But Andre's got a fantastic record with penalties, and he's Mr. Confident in front of goal from 12 yards. Unfortunately, as I say, it wasn't quite down the middle. Looking online, there's been some photos of David Raya. His positioning was not in the middle of the goal, maybe a mind game, but he left the side that Andre Ayew went and the side that he dove to save the penalty wide open. And Andre went for it. He was baited. He went for it, and it was a very good save by David Raya. The ball was cleared out for a throw in. So congratulations to him. Very good penalty save. Well done. As the game went on, Swans again continued to build on it. Brentford again very much looked like the team likely to probably score. Their attacking three are extremely dangerous. Benrahma quieter second half, and then all of a sudden the ball's running over towards the technical area. Roberts is about to get onto it, and out of nowhere Rico Henry comes crashing in. Again, seen some stills online where he gets the ball. But Connor Roberts had knocked the ball on, was then about to run onto it. Rico Henry comes in, just clips the ball, but at the exact same time then clatters into Roberts, completely not in control of his tackle, not really reckless, not looking to cause Roberts any damage, but he did foul the player on the follow-through. The ref deemed it a very serious tackle, maybe because it was right in front of the technical area and the fourth official maybe had an input. Similar to what happened to the Swans with Norton's foul. But Personally, no, it's not a red card. I thought he was very unfortunate, but as Cooper has said, you can't really lunge in like that in this day and age. Yeah, he wasn't malicious. Yeah, he didn't mean to hurt Roberts, but you just can't tackle like that in this day and age. After that dismissal, it did completely change, the sort of mood of the game. Brentford's demeanour in attack. Benrahma was sat back a lot deeper. An awful lot of the Brentford team, to be fair, I think at one point the only player they had in sort of our half or towards the halfway line was Ollie Watkins, looking for that sort of counter-attack out. But Benrahma ended up getting substituted. He came off. Thomas Frank made the decision to damage limitation and try and not concede. What do you know? 81st minute, some beautiful build-up play. Andre Ayew on the right-hand wing plays the ball into to Conor Gallagher. I can't really tell if he meant it, but the first touch was either deliberate, which then went straight to Fulton, or it was a bad touch and Fulton controlled it, laid it off. Fantastic turn and shot by Andre Ayew, rifled into the top right-hand corner, straight past David Raya, and the Swans are 1-0 up. Was running off down to the technical area, straight into Nathan Dyer and Alan Tate on down on the coaching team, and we've taken the lead. Fantastic. To be fair, I think we did deserve it to take the lead and go 1-0 up. People will say differently, but if you don't take your chances, you don't score goals. And Brentford had a lot of chances in the second half before the dismissal of Henry, but they did not take those opportunities. There was a very good chance late on for Ollie Watkins, again, just did not take his opportunity. So the game was pretty much determined by the red card, if I'm honest. And I honestly thought it was coming. During the live stream, I called that there would be a penalty in the second half. Just had a feeling about it. The first half was very dirty, and I think an awful lot of the Brentford players were booked in the first half, including their captain Jensen. So I had a feeling something was going to happen. A penalty was going to be awarded, a dismissal or something like that. As I say, thankfully both those things went our way. Unfortunately, Ayew missed the penalty, but did recover very well and get his goal later on. So looking at some of the stats, because managers have come out and done their interviews, and I'm going to touch on that in a moment. So up on the screen now are the game stats. Possession was 58-42 to the Swans. Goal attempts was 14-12 to the Swans. 7 on target to 3. Shots off goal 5 and 5. Offsides 4 apiece. Saves, it was 6 saves for Raya, 3 saves for Mulder. 14 fouls for Brentford, 10 for the Swans, 1 red card obviously, and 3 yellows apiece. Not often that teams have more successful passes than Brentford, whether that was because of the dismissal or not, but the Swans had 500 passes to Brentford's 360, and we had 51 dangerous attacks of 125 to Brentford's 89. So Thomas Frank has come out and said that they dominated the game up until the red card. Maybe you were watching one of the games that you won 8 in a row, but it certainly wasn't this semi-final first leg match. I'm not quite sure what's happened to Thomas Frank the last few weeks, but he needs the summer break. He needs to put his feet up and just take a moment just to reflect, just what he's saying and what thoughts run through his mind in interviews and things, because he looks a broken man, if I'm honest, the last few games. Watched him in interviews, post-match interviews throughout the season. Obviously, when you're winning, you're very positive. But even when they've lost, he's not been quite as negative as he has been the last 2 games, at least. The tonight's game against the Swans and the Barnsley game on the weekend, midweek. But he looks a broken man. Some of the things he's coming out with, dominated up until the red card, which they absolutely didn't. Apparently, he's spoken to a referee, an active referee, but not the one from tonight, about that red card and that foul. And apparently, it's not a red card. So whoever he's spoken to must absolutely be right. So apparently he's mentioned that to the referees. The referees have said differently. Apparently we had one chance all game, besides the goal. Definitely not. 14 attempts on goal, 7 on target. So that's 6 more than what you're saying. They're going to appeal a red card, and he is 100% confident that will be overturned. Well, good luck with that. I don't see it being overturned personally. Basically, he went on and said in the one interview, and he said that that red card, basically there's a word that he couldn't say on television, and I'm pretty sure the word he was looking for was bollocks. That it was never a red card. So I'll just say it for you, Thomas. But he mentioned VAR. And this is maybe one valid point that I do agree with him. It's a very touchy subject. VAR throughout the regular season in the Championship and obviously the lower leagues, there is no VAR, and decisions get made, and you have to live with that. You just bounce back week after week. But this playoff final, whoever gets to it and gets promoted is worth £170 million. 170 million. That is, that's life-changing for a football club. It doesn't really matter what size you are, whether you need to rebalance the books or build and, become a Premier League team for 7 years, whatever it may be. But £170 million. So, some of these decisions, maybe the red card would not have been, it would have been overturned by VAR had it been in play. A couple of other decisions may have gone against them or against the Swans, but VAR is not in play. So, you can't really rely on that. It's a touchy subject. Some people like VAR, some people don't. But from my opinion, I think in games like this, it should be used when there is so much at stake. But it's also a bit then unfair to use it in the Championship at the end of the season for the playoffs when you haven't used it through the regular season, and teams could have potentially finished a lot higher, not been relegated from the league. So there's all that sort of stuff to consider. But Thomas Frank, you just need to go and have a nice holiday and put your feet up, mate, and just chill out. Or at least watch the game that's in front of you. But on to Wednesday, mate. You're not beating us Wednesday. It's not happening. As good as you are at Griffin Park, your interviews and just the way you are, you look a defeated man already. You did at Barnsley. I think you thought that you were going to plain sail into the automatic promotion spots, but you failed. You've now dropped into the playoffs. Probably wasn't your end of season target given the way things were going, but it's where you are. You're disappointed. Your head's in the sand. Fingers crossed. You can just go and put your feet up, mate, after Wednesday night, and your season will all be done. So my final thoughts on the game, and I'm just going to wrap this up instead of talking about Thomas Frank. Final thoughts on the game. My opinions on the game. Thoroughly deserved to win the match. Thought we should have attacked an awful lot more when they were down to 10 men. Steve Cooper didn't make a single substitution during this match. It played out well, but I think that some fresher legs in those last 5 minutes or so, last 10 minutes, could have got us a second goal. But very, very pleased, obviously, to go now to Griffin Park on Wednesday, 1-0 up. A draw, and we're in Wembley. A win, and we're in Wembley. We just cannot lose. Cannot lose. Plain and simple. Let's not take it to a penalty shootout and extra time. Let's get an early goal. I think that's going to be key on Wednesday. Whoever scores first is going to be a massive, massive goal. Brentford score first, it's 1 apiece. If Swansea score first, it's 2-0 in the tie. So we absolutely need to score first on Wednesday night, to sort of calm nerves and ease into the game a bit and just ride it out. So guys, I'm absolutely buzzing. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button now. We're going to be live again on Wednesday for a live match watch along. So make sure you do join us. I had a fantastic laugh tonight in the stream. So guys, have a fantastic week until Wednesday, and we will catch you then. Take care.